If you have a block or two blocks or something similar that's supportive, make sure they're nearby. In hero pose, you can stack a block or two blocks, depending on your body. And bring them in between your ankles. And rest your palms on the top of your thighs. Gaze start casting down towards the ground. And just let your eyelids getting heavier until you feel it's proper time for you to close your eyes. See if with the close of the eyes, see if you can start shifting a little bit more attention to your breath. Since you're not accepting as much noises from outside world. If Virasana hero pose does not work for you, feel free to come into any other comfortable seated pose. It can be Sukhasana, cross-leg seated. You can also lie on your back. It's almost the end of the week, so it's not bad if you decide to just give yourself whatever you want. Breathe in all the way through. Almost feel like the inhale brushing against the back of your throat. And the exhale, hide out through your mouth. Imagine you're trying to fog a mirror in the bathroom. We'll do it one more time. Take a big inhale. And exhale, hide out. A couple more rounds, but this time, instead of breathing out through your mouth, keeping the same texture of your breath, breathe out through your nose. And we're creating Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. You can decide in this practice of Ujjayi breath. You can also come into Nadishadana with me today, which is alternate nostril breathing. To begin, fist your right hand and release your right thumb and your right pinky. And right ring finger. Vishnu Mudra. Bring that right thumb to your right nostril and lightly press on it. Take a big inhale through your left. And hold your left with your ring finger and your pinky. And release your right thumb. And exhale out through your right. Inhale through your right. Press your right and release your left. Let it out. Inhale through your left. Press your left, release your right, and let it out. Inhale through right. Close right, and let it out through your left. Continue a couple more rounds on your own. One round is breathing through the left, close left, let it out through right. Breathe out, breathe in through the right, close right, and breathe out through the left. That's one round. If it feels awkward to let your right elbow hang in there, you can bring a block between your right elbow and your right thigh. So you can give your right elbow a little bit of support. If for whatever reason that if you're uncomfortable, if you're pressing your fingers on your nostrils, just rest your hands on the top of the thighs and just imagine that you're breathing in through one nostril and another. It's just as powerful. See if you can create same quality of Ujjayi breath on each side. After this round, finish 2 more rounds. You can continue this Nadishadana. You can also gather your hands in front of your heart and come back to your natural breath. As the sound of the breath continue to guide you. If you found yourself being distracted by any other thought, don't be frustrated. Simply let those thoughts be there instead of fighting against it. Focus on the sound of the breath. Take one big inhale. Bow your head slightly towards your heart and slowly blink open your eyes. If you've been in hero pose, the top of your feet might be feeling tired. You can extend your legs long and just shake your legs. You can also come into high plank or table. Just extend one leg long and another, rock back and forth. Once you're ready, come back into hero pose. Interlace your fingers and roll around your ankles. Your wrist, which is kind of hands, ankles, and switch direction. Extend your arms long and extend your wrist by flexing your hands, your palms facing forward, your fingers pointing toward the sky. Drag your shoulder blades away from each other. Imagine that you're doing a high plank on the wall in front of you. Take a big inhale. Now exhale, turn your fingers toward the sides, slowly. And all the way down, pointing them toward the ground. And fist your hands, rotate your wrist, and open your palms again. We'll do it a couple more rounds. Turn your fingers outside and all the way down. And fist your hands and release your fingers. Turn them outside and all the way down. Fist your hands and release the fingers. Let's do it twice more. Slow with control. Getting warm up, right? Draw your elbows towards your low ribs and keep pointing your palms toward the front of the room. And release your right ear toward the right shoulder. Depends on what you're looking for today. If you'd like to include more hugging elbows towards your torso, you can keep your elbows where they are. If you'd like to accentuate more on that left side neck stretch, you can bring that right hand on the top of the head. Just give it a little bit extra weight. And use the right hand to support your head back to the center. And bring your right elbow close to your right rib cage again. And release your left ear toward the left shoulder. Same thing, if you like to accentuate the length of the right side of the neck, you can bring that left hand on the top of the head. And use the left hand to support the head. Come back to center. And release the hands to the ground. We'll come into table pose, Hanumanasana. In table pose, come into, move through a couple of rounds of cow and cat. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale round the back, push into the palms. You can add some wrist stretch by flipping the fingertips to pointing to your knees. And everything else the same. Especially if you tend to work with keyboard a lot. Match the movement with the length of your breath instead of the other way around. Once you're back into neutral, set the left and right long. Come into a high plank. If you have a wrist issue, make sure you protect them by, you can release your knees down. You can come down to your elbows into a forearm plank. You can also fist your hands. We'll make this high plank a tiny bit longer than usual. So find a position that suits you the best. Push your heels away from you and push into those palms, those fingertips. Pull your navel towards the spine. Make sure that your hips are not piked up. There might be some frustration being built up because your body probably not used to a long plank. Notice that how you react or respond to that kind of frustration. Are you respecting your body by releasing your knees down to give you support? Are you pushing yourself so hard over your limit simply because that's what most people do? Take one big inhale. And exhale, push your tailbones up toward the sky into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Bend into one leg and another to wake up those hamstrings. Your shoulders might be tired from that long plank, so might be a good idea to do some shoulder circle or pulse your chest toward the thigh bones just to give those shoulders some movements again. And make sure that your hands, that you're pushing so hard into them that it's almost like they're trying to, they still continue to reach away from you even though it has nowhere to go. Which essentially is gonna press your chest closer to your thigh bones and lift your hips higher. And start walk your hands back towards your feet. Roll all the way up. Hastasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Uttanasana. Flat the back. Exhale, fold over the legs and walk yourself out into a high plank again. Knees up or down. Bend your elbows. We'll do one push-up. And push into high plank. And push into downward facing dog. Walk the hands back towards the back of the mat. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk your hands toward the front into a high plank again. Knees up or down, same thing, but this time we'll make it 3 push-ups. Hug your elbows towards your chest. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, push up. Exhale. Next exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. And walk the hands back toward the feet. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hand to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk the hands toward the front. You probably knew it already. Knees up and down. We do 5 this time. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And walk the hands back toward the feet. Come on, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. By the side, Tadasana. We'll do another 7. Just kidding. Shift the weight into the right foot and draw the left knee into the chest. Clasp your hands with your left pinky outside. Use the clasp of hands to bring the left knee closer. And bring that clasp underneath the left knee. And extend the left leg long. Bend it in. Keep hugging that right outer hip in. And inhale, extend the left leg long. And exhale, bend it in. Last time. Kick the left leg long. Release the hands this time. And lightly step left foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Bend into the left leg into high lunge. And exhale, open your arms, twisting your chest toward the left side. Inhale, reaching long to both fingertips. And exhale, slowly lower down your right knee. And rest your left hand on the back of the right thigh and right arm by the right ear. Reverse. Keep hugging both thigh bones toward each other. And exhale, cartwheel your right hand down and left arm up, simple twist. Inhale, reaching forward through the crown of the head. And exhale, rotate your rib cage toward the sky. Both hands down, find the blocks if you have them. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, pin your left hip towards the back, straighten your left leg. Inhale, pull your chest forward. And exhale, pin your left hip back. One more time. This time, stay at the back. See if you can use the right hand to pull your left toes towards you, which is going to give your left calf a good stretch. Your left hand can be on the ground or on a block. This still requires a lot of balancing, so it's okay if you fall out of it. You can also move yourself too close by a wall. But hugging your legs towards the midline will help a lot to create that steady foundation. Your right hand can be on the ground or can be on the block. And inhale, extend your left arm up, twisting to the left side. The right hand can stay in the inside of the left leg. You can also bring the right hand to the left side of the left leg. Supported revolve pyramid pose. Release both hands down. Bend into left leg. Lift your back knee up and step right leg lightly forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Roll right all the way up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Knees up or down, move to one vinyasa, bend through your elbows. Inhale, pull into back bend of a choice. Can be Bhujangasana, can be upward facing dog. And exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Raise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center, by the side. Start shifting weight into that left foot. And draw that right knee into the chest. And clasp your hands with your right pinky outside. Hugging that left outer hip in. Find a justice spot in front of you to focus on. Once you feel like you got it, you can bring that clasp behind the right knee. Inhale, extend that right leg long. Exhale, bend it back in. Inhale, kick the right foot forward. And exhale, bend it in. One more time. This time, release the hands. Lightly step it forward. And bend into the right leg. Inhale, arms up, come into high lunge. Make sure that your right knee is not passing your right ankle. Inhale, reaching through both fingertips. Exhale, open your arms and twist your chest toward the right side. Take a big inhale. And exhale, slowly release the back knee down. And release your right hand on the back of your left thigh and left arm by the left ear. Cartwheel your left hand down. Right arm up. Make sure that you're not shrugging your left shoulder toward your left ear. Pushing to your left hand and move your left shoulder away from the left ear. Inhale, reaching tall through the right fingertips. And exhale, rotate your ribcage toward the sky. Release both hands down. Find the blocks if you have them. Pull your chest forward. Now exhale, straighten your right leg. Flex your right foot. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Now exhale, straighten your right. Last time. And this time, stay in this Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. You can use the left hand to grab your right toes and pull that right foot towards you. You can release the left hand onto the ground or onto a block. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Keep hugging both thigh bones toward the midline. Option to stay here. Option to bring that left hand outside of the right leg. Release both hands down. Lift up your back knee and step it lightly forward to meet with your right and fold over the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. Bring the right foot to the outside of your left leg. This. Extend your arms up. Left hand grab your right wrist. And side bend to the left side. Let the right side body grow. Come back all the way up. And open your arms. And start slowly. Release the right hand onto the ground or onto a block. You might adjust your right foot to maybe extend it even further. And keep your left arm up. Stretching that left outer hip. And use the strength of your side body to support yourself all the way up again. And step your right foot, maybe the left. We'll switch side. Extend your left leg to the outside of right. Arms up. Right hand grab your left wrist and side bend to the right. Come back to center. Open the arms. And start slowly. Release your left hand down to the ground. Perhaps extend your left leg even further away. Float the right hand toward the sky. Use the strength of your obliques and push yourself all the way up. And come back to center. Once you're back to center, make sure your feet are hips distance. Perhaps even close your eyes for a moment. Whenever you're ready to come back to the practice, we'll flow through a couple rounds of moon salute today. If you decide to go with sun salute, I would suggest sun salute B. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the left foot back. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, arms up, low lunge, Hanumanasana. Exhale, hands down. Step the right leg back. Move to vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Step left foot forward. Lower right knee down. Arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step right foot to meet with the left. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, out of Hanumanasana, hands on the shin or on the blocks. And exhale, step right foot back. Lower down your right knee. Inhale, arms up. Keep hugging both thigh bones towards midline. And exhale, hands down. Step left foot back. Move to the vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Step right foot to the right hand. Lower left knee down. Both arms up. Hands down. Step left foot to meet with the right. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hand to the heart center. Float 2 more rounds on your own to you own your own practice. It's the stepping left foot back, lower it down and step it forward, and right foot back, right foot forward. Go with your own pace. Use this kind of repetitive movements that give yourself space to reflect, to observe, and to think. You can also pause in the downward facing dog for a couple rounds of breath to make it even more traditional. There might be some frustration because you might be expecting clear instruction of the flow. And that's oftentimes what we're used to. See if you can turn this into an opportunity, but give yourself more freedom on the mat. If you're still flowing, take your time to arrive at the top of the mat. If you already arrived to the top of the mat, start shifting weight into the right foot. Just get used to, putting most of your weight into the one single foot, which is unusual in our daily life. Tucking that right outer hip in. Keep your right leg engaged by contracting your quads. And draw the left knee into the chest. Option 2, grab the left big toe with your left peace fingers and kick it out into Hasta Padangustasana. We're just passing by here. And draw the left knee into the chest again. Find the blocks if they're in front of them. And extend the left leg toward the back. Hands on the blocks for supported warrior 3. I should have warned you to bring the blocks the highest height at the front of the mat. Press into the right foot, but in the meantime, also lifting up to the right hip. And lower your left hip slightly so your hips are even. Use the back of the left leg to lift yourself up. And lightly lower down your left foot. You can travel the blocks with you. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. And exhale, fold of the right leg into pyramid pose. If you're a person always keen for pose, you can also bend into the right leg and straighten the right leg and switch in between. But if you're a person that you feel like you can use more stillness in your practice, you can stay in this pyramid pose. And adjust the height of the blocks. Just let your body sink closer to the ground with each exhale. Bend into the right leg and walk the hands with the blocks to the left side. Heels in, toes out. Make sure your toes are not super out because our knees are not made to be open that way. And we do want to keep our knees to the same direction as our toes. So that might mean we have to tame our toes a little bit. hands on the blocks, and sit your hips low into a supported goddess. Oftentimes we pass through goddess pose, so see if we can find some stillness in the goddess today. Feel free to rest your hands on the blocks for support. You can also rest your hands on the top of thighs for a hybrid of support. You can also gather your hands in front of your heart. Option to close your eyes for a moment. And straighten the legs, parallel your feet again, and fold over the legs. Hands can be on the blocks or on the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, travel the blocks with you, bring them back to the front of the mat when needed for the other side. Release your back knee down. Right hand inside of the right foot. Hugging your right knee into your right arm. And extend the left arm up. Option to stay here. Option to spin down your left foot and lift your left knee up into a side angle. Use a lift with inhale, reaching so high through those left fingertips, and lift yourself all the way up into a warrior two. Reverse warrior. Come back all the way up. Release your right hand onto the block or onto the ground about 6 inches away from your right foot. And lift up your left leg into a half moon. Use the side of the left leg to lift it up. Just like in warrior 3, that you're putting all the weight into your right leg, but also in the meantime feel it's being elongated because your hips are lifting toward the sky. And release both hands down, release your left foot to meet with your right, and fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now exhale, fold over the legs, rise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. Start shift the weight into the left foot. Draw the right knee into the chest. You can stay here. You can also hold the right knee and extend the right leg long. You can also grab the right big toe with your right peace fingers and extend the right leg long. Release it. And kick the right leg toward the back. Hands on the ground or on the blocks if you have them. Supported warrior 3. Press into the left foot. Point your right toes toward the ground so your hips are even. And lower your right foot back. Walk the blocks with you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold your chest toward the left leg. And adjust the height of the blocks. Same on the other side. If you're a person who would always love a pause in between, you can bend into the left leg, come into runner's lunge. Then straighten left leg, come back into pyramid pose. Press into that right foot. And bend into the left leg. Walk the blocks to the right side with you. And heels in, toes out. Hands on the blocks. Sit your hips down into a supported goddess pose. You can bring your hands onto the top of the thighs. You can also gather your hands in front of your heart and close your eyes. We're still balancing, and closing eyes not necessarily making it easier. It might cause anxious, cause frustration. Simply come back to it if you fall out of it. And straighten the legs, parallel your feet, and fold over the legs. Walk towards the front with the blocks. Bend into the left leg. Bring the left hand inside of the left foot, hugging your shin bone and your left arm bone together. And extend the right arm up. Option to stay here. Option to spin down your right foot and lift up your right knee into a side angle. Reaching high to those right fingertips. And next, a big inhale, lift yourself all the way up into Warrior Two. Keep bending into the left leg, but make sure the left knee is not passing the left ankle. Reverse Warrior. Left arm by your left ear. And curl your left hand down about 6 inches away from the left foot. And lift all the way up into a half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Release your right hand down, release your right foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Weights all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. We'll float one more round on each side, but adding a little bit. Shift the weight into the right foot and draw the left knee into the chest. Instead of left peace fingers grabbing left big toe this time, see if you can grab the left big toe with your right peace fingers. If you cannot, it's fine. You can just hold the right knee, the left knee with the right hand. And extend the left leg long. Extend left arm toward the back. Bring it back to center. Find the blocks. The hands can be on the blocks. Kick the left foot towards the back into a Warrior Three. If you feel like you don't need the blocks, you can gather the hand in front of the heart for supported three. Even without the support of the hands, make sure that you're pushing into the right foot. In the meantime, lifting your right hip toward the sky. And lower your left hip down a little bit to be even with the right hip. And lower your left foot down and travel the blocks with you. And fold over the right leg, pyramid pose. And don't want to stress you out, but if you like to, you can bring the left hand on the block and right arm up. Just like at the beginning we did on our legs. You can also travel the left hand to be outside of the right leg. Lift both hands down. Step your left foot away. Walk the blocks to the left side. Heels in, toes out. Sit into goddess. You can continue to stay in the supported goddess. You can also bring the hands to the top of thighs. You can also draw your elbows down, cactus your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and help reach all the way up. Perhaps come up to the balls of the feet, lift your heels up, and exhale, sit into goddess. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, twice more like that. Slow with control. And fold over the legs. If inversion is in your practice, this is a good place to go for it. Otherwise, simply let your head hang. You can also use a block to catch your forehead. If you're inversion, take your time to come down and walk the blocks with you to the front. Release your left knee down, right hand inside of right foot. Extend the left arm up. Option to stay here, option to tuck your right shoulder underneath your right knee. Perhaps grab your hands behind you. You can use a towel or a strap to help with the bind. Option to stay here. Option to spin down your left foot and lift your back knee up. Come into a bounded side angle. Release the bind. Come all the way up into warrior 2 and reverse warrior. Cover your right hand down and lift up into a half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. In half moon, you can keep your right hand down. You can also draw that right hand into the heart. Because you are having less support on the ground, which is going to give you more chance to create frustration. Right hand down, left foot down, which also means you might have more opportunity to explore. Right all the way up. And exhale into heart center by the side. Shift weight into the left foot and draw the right knee into the chest. Left hand grab the right knee. You can also left the peace fingers, grab the right big toe. Extend your right arm toward the back and kick that right leg straight, twisting your chest toward the right side. And jaw, bend the right leg in again. Hand through heart center if you don't need your hands on the blocks for this transition. And kick the right leg back into warrior 3. Weight evenly distributed into the 4 corners of the left foot. Reaching long toward the front of the room through the crown of the head. Release the right foot down. Bring the blocks with you. And fold over the left leg. Pyramid pose. You can add the pose between the runner's lunge In the pyramid pose, up to you. Keep a soft bend into your left leg so you're protecting your left hamstrings. Bring the right hand onto the block, left hand up. Option to stay here. Option to bring that right hand outside of the left leg. Release both hands down. Bend in the left leg. Walk your hands toward the right side. Heels in, toes out. Sit into goddess. Your hands can be on the top of the thighs if you like to. Inhale. Now exhale, dip your right shoulder down. Dip the left. We're creating more shoulder mobility since we're coming closer to the end of the practice. And fold over the legs. Same as the other side. If you like to try some inversions like forearm stand, headstand 1, tripod headstand, go for it. Otherwise, use a block or something to catch your forehead. For your inversion, take your time to come back down. If you're folding over, lengthen the spine. And walk your hands, your blocks, back toward the front of the room. Bring the left hand inside of the left foot. Extend the right arm up. Keep hugging both the left shin bone into the left arm bone and the other way around as well. Rotate your rib cage toward the sky. Option to flip your right palm and bring to the back. Option to tuck your left shoulder underneath your left knee. Perhaps clasp the hands behind you. Option to spin down your back foot and lift your back knee up into a bound side angle. Release the bind if you have it. And come all the way up into Warrior 2. Reverse your Warrior. And carve your left hand down toward the front, 6 inches away from your left foot. And lift your right leg all the way up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Once you arrive half moon, see if you can try to lift your left hand all the way up to your heart. Release both hands down, step right foot down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hang to heart center. Find the blocks, make sure they're at the front of the mat again, so they're handy. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs, hands on the blocks. Step the left foot toward the back, and lower left knee down. You can stay in this low lunge, especially if your energy is a bit low at this moment. You can also hands on the ground inside of the right foot, lizard lunge. You can also come down to your elbows, come a full lizard lunge. And if you like to go for some arm balancing today, you're prepared for that. You can tuck the right shoulder and the left knee and walk the right hand towards the back. So just like at the beginning of the class, you're bending your elbows 90 degrees so they're close tucked towards your low rib cage. So both hands are like that. And step your left foot far away. And perhaps lift your right leg up. Lift your left leg up into Untitled Chapter. You can also tuck your right heel closer to you. If you try the arm balancing, make sure that when you come out, you can come into a child pose. Also roll your wrist, wrist tension. And we'll try the other side. Step your right foot back and lower your right knee down into a low lunge. Option to stay here. Option to bring both hands inside of left foot. Option to bring your elbows to the ground. And if you like to try Hanumanasana too, tuck your right toes and tuck your left shoulder underneath your left knee. Walk the hands back towards your low ribs and bend your arms. Walk your right foot further away from you and lean your chest into the arms and extend left leg up. Maybe your right foot lift off from the ground as well. And come into a child pose. Clasp your hands, perhaps with the unusual pinky outside this time. Whenever you're ready, you can flip over to your back. Bring a block. Actually, bring both blocks with you just in case you need them for Shavasana, so you don't have to come back up looking for them. Once you arrive to your back, bring your heels towards your hips and lift your hips all the way up into bridge pose. If your energy is low, you can slide a block underneath your sacrum for support. You can also clasp your hands and roll up onto your shoulders, which is gonna create a deeper back bend here, especially considering we did not do too much back bending today, but it is something we oftentimes need in our daily life. Three rounds of breath here. And start slowly release your upper back, mid back, low back, and tailbone down. Take a couple long breaths between we do second round. Once you're ready, lift your hips all the way up. Can you even come up to your toes this time? And clasp your hands with the right pinky out this time. And roll up onto your shoulders. Release your hips all the way down. Hug your knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And hands grabbing the outer edge of your feet and draw your knees into your armpits, into Untitled happy baby pose. It's totally fine if you decide to stay here, but if you like to, reconnect with that strong connection with your core, just like we did that high plank or that bridge pose. You can extend your legs long toward the sky into waterfall. Again, perfect time to stay here. Pull your navel toward the spine and pull your spine toward the ground. Take a big inhale. And exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly lower both legs down, keeping them straight. No rushing. Keep pulling the spine toward the ground. And release both legs down, release everything. Just let the whole body sinking into the space beneath you. If you like to, you can slide the blocks and then use your knees. Just to make your Shavasana more comfortable. Shavasana. Please feel free to stay where you are if you're not rushing to anywhere. If you're ready to come out, wiggle your toes, your fingertips, and gently sway your head side to side to invite the senses back to you. And roll up onto one side and transition yourself into a comfortable seated. We use our asanas, the postures, as a container for our practice. That way we bring what we learned from our practice on the mat, off the mat to our daily life and carry them with us. Sit here for a moment, let those reflections sink in. And gather your hands in front of your heart. Take a big inhale. Exhale everything out. One more big inhale followed by Om. Om. Bow your head towards your heart and slowly blink open your eyes. What a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. And I'll see you next week.